Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you the essential vlogging setup that I use when I travel, especially this time of year for the holidays. This is the time of year where a lot of people do the Vlogmas on YouTube, and people just go ahead and travel far places. There's a lot of chance for people to do a lot of vlogging, take their cameras around, and then kind of just capture memories and stuff with their camera. So by the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you my essential vlogging setup that I use whenever I go out and travel. So before I started making these editing tutorials on my YouTube channel, I actually had another YouTube channel where I did a lot of vlogs. And even in the beginning of this channel, the most recent videos are going to be editing tutorials and stuff like that. And before that, I also had some videos of vlogs that I did when I went on my most recent trip to the Philippines. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and check those out. So I know what you all are here for, and I know you clicked this video because you want to know my essential vlogging setup that I use when I go out and travel. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the number one thing that you really don't want to forget when you go out and travel and you want to vlog is very obvious, but sometimes you can't forget it, is the recording device that you want to shoot on. So there are different types of recording devices that you can use. You can have your own main vlogging camera. So what I use is a Canon G7X, and this is the camera that I am actually recording on right now, but I do use it a lot for vlogging. The Canon G7X is a really great vlogging camera. A lot of vloggers use it on YouTube. You could actually grab yourself one for pretty cheap nowadays. If you want to grab the original G7X, the prices have gone down. This is because there is the Canon G7X Mark II and the Mark III out right now. Go ahead and look into Amazon or eBay, and even look around on Craigslist and Marketplace, and you'd be surprised what type of prices you can find for this camera. So other than the main camera, I actually also use an action camera. So what I use personally is the GoPro Hero 7 Black, and this is what I use for action shots and also underwater scenes. If you take a look back, if you haven't yet, on my earlier videos in this channel, I actually use the GoPro Hero 7 Black in a lot of my clips in my trip to the Philippines. So for example, when I went to Boracay, we had a lot of underwater scenes, and we also did some helmet diving as well. That's when this type of action camera is very useful. You can take it underwater and it's very stabilized, especially the Hero 7 Black. I know there's the 8 already, but the Hero 7 Black has really great stability. Definitely have one of these in your pocket if you have the budget for it, but it is not necessary. Well, it is necessary if you want to go underwater, unless you have something else that can go underwater. But I also do record with my smartphone. This is kind of more in the cases of when I need to use my smartphone. I generally just record with my main camera, the Canon G7X, but in certain cases I do use my smartphone. So for example, when I went to Disneyland, my 3-part series of the Disneyland challenge down below, first video of that 3-part series, I was recording on the Canon G7X. However, what I realized after I shot that first day is I did not bring my Canon G7X battery charger. So by the end of the day, the batteries were all depleted, and I was like, oh man, what am I going to record with the second day? I didn't bring my GoPro or anything like that, but I had my iPhone 7 Plus camera, and that's what I used to shoot the whole second video and the whole third video. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and again look in the description below, or just go to my videos and scroll up and you'll find it. It's going to be like Disneyland Challenge or something like that. Now on to the second essential item that you want to bring when you are vlogging for the holidays, is that you want to bring a tripod. You can bring whatever tripod that you have on hand, but a lot of vloggers and a lot of content creators on YouTube do use the Joby Gorilla Pod. This is great for vlogging because it is very sturdy and it's very stable, and you can kind of like mount it anywhere really. If you want to mount it on like a railing or something like that, you could. There's a lot of different ways to be creative with the Joby Gorilla Pod. I have one myself, but I don't have the one that is on brand. If you do decide to look for a cheaper alternative, you want to test it out before you go out and use it for vlogging, because I have bought cheap tripods before that do look like the Joby Gorilla Pod, but when I do go out to use it, one of the legs break off and it's like my camera or my GoPro falls on the floor. You definitely don't want to do that, and make sure you have a quality check before you actually go ahead and use it out for your vlogging videos. On to the next essential item that you want to bring when you are vlogging for the holidays is the juice. The juice is basically the batteries that you want to use for your cameras, just in case your first battery runs out, and then you definitely have a spare. So for me, for my Canon G7X, I have one extra spare battery, and I definitely should have more than one spare battery battery, but from my experience, I'm okay with 2 batteries for now. I typically use just 1 battery for an entire day, but once I get home for the day, that's when I tend to charge it overnight. However, for the GoPro, I actually have a lot of batteries for that, because for the GoPros, they are action cameras. I tend to notch up the settings on that, so I record in 60 frames per second, sometimes 120 frames per second, and in like HD. So it takes a lot of battery and it takes a lot of energy for the camera to record that. So a lot of times in the Boracay trip, I was recording for about 15 to 20 minutes underwater, and the GoPro Hero 7 battery just depleted. That 1 battery for 20 minutes is really fast if you're recording like continuously. So for action cameras, I do carry about 3 to 4 extra spare batteries, and I try to charge them all up every single day that I'm vlogging. And also, if you are recording with your iPhone or a camera that does charge with a kind of like a wire, you do want to bring a portable charger. So what I use is an Anker portable charger. They are really good. I've been using them for a few years now. They have not let me down. So do research on your chargers, your portable chargers and stuff, and make sure that you have one on hand just in case it's an emergency and your phone has no battery and you still want to vlog something really cool. Make sure to bring one of those things for the holidays, and make sure that all your camera equipment stays alive throughout your trip. On to the 4th essential item that you need for vlogging is the memory bank. So when I say memory bank, I'm talking about the extra SD cards that you need. So this might be a little bit obvious for a lot of people, but for beginners, you do have to realize that you can't take unlimited videos and unlimited photos throughout your trip, because there is a limit on the storage capacity of whatever recording device you're on. So if you're using a main vlogging camera, they typically have an SD card, and the SD card is where all your videos and all your photos are stored. And if this fills up and it is full, you aren't going to be able to record anymore. You don't want to be caught in wasting a lot of time going through all your footage on your camera and trying to figure out which one can be deleted so you can make space for new videos that you want to record. That will definitely waste you a lot of time, and you might not be able to record the precious moments that are right in front of you because you are scrolling and trying to delete. Just to save you the hassle for that, bring extra memory cards. I recommend SanDisk 64GB. That's pretty big. That can probably last you a couple days or so if you're recording a lot. It really depends on how much you're recording, but do keep in mind that videos do take a lot more space than photos. So if you're accustomed to just taking photos on your trips and you want to transition into taking videos and stuff, do realize that videos do take a significant amount of space compared to when you are taking photos. All right, so if you want to take it further a little bit, you can actually bring an external hard drive where you can transfer all your files into. That's something that would have a little bit more storage than if we compare it to SD cards. If that's something that you want to do, go ahead and purchase a external hard drive, and make sure not to forget it at home. All right, so all the things that I have mentioned so far up until this point in the video is kind of like the necessary things, the essential items that you need to bring, and you do not want to forget when you go out and travel. Except for kind of like, you don't really need the GoPro. If you only have like an iPhone to record with, that's totally fine. You don't really need a tripod, but you do want to have like a little stabilizer, whether it's a tripod, whether it's like a neck strap or something like that. That definitely helps you stabilize. But you definitely need the storage capacity, and also the what was the thing that I said, also the battery. So those are definitely essential. So the next few items that I'm going to be talking about in this video is going to be things that aren't as necessary as you may think, but will definitely help you with increasing your production value in your videos. So if you're just a beginner, you don't really necessarily have to have these, but if you want to take your editing and your ability to make better vlogs up to another level, definitely consider bringing these along with you. Let's go ahead and dive right into the second list. All right, so imagine you are in a place where you are outside. You are outside and it's really windy, and there's like this spectacular view that you are looking at, and you really want to talk to the camera and explain to them where you are. Like say, oh my goodness, I am in the top of San Francisco Bridge, but it's really windy. If you're using a regular camera, if you're using your phone, the wind is going to kill that audio, and none of your audience is going to be able to understand what you're saying. So in cases like these, you do want to invest in like an external mic. I'm not familiar with a lot of external mics, but do your research. What I currently use is a lavalier mic, which I've only used a few times, so I don't know how well it would work, but definitely look into lav mics and wind muffs and like stuff like that in order to have better audio quality in cases where there are going to be a lot of wind. And then I did mention in one of the previous items to bring an external hard drive, and I I do want to remind you that if you want to use an external hard drive, you have to bring a laptop. As far as I know, I don't know if there's a way for you to transfer the media stuff on your phone straight onto an external hard drive through Bluetooth or something, but as far as I know, I don't think there is a way to do that unless you have a laptop. And a laptop is also something that you can use when you want to edit videos. So you really want to look into your itinerary and see if there are some times where you want to edit videos, especially if you want to create content on YouTube and you want to have like that consistency and stuff, and uploading once a week, uploading daily, or whatever your schedule is. If that's the case for you, definitely bring a laptop and try to find some spots throughout your travels, whether it's going to be like before you go to sleep, like an hour or so for you to edit. Your laptop is going to come really handy for those cases. All right, so this is kind of more for international travel. For example, when I went to the Philippines, we did not have any AT&T service. I had to bring an unlocked phone, or if you don't have an unlocked phone and you just want to go through Wi-Fi, definitely invest in a Wi-Fi pack. It's pretty cheap depending on which country you are going to, but in the Philippines it was pretty cheap for us, so I mean, I guess it's gonna depend. Definitely look into Wi-Fi packs if you really need the Wi-Fi while you are traveling outside the country. This will definitely help as well if you are someone that is a content creator and wants to create content while you are out traveling and you want to post it on social media like right away and stuff like that. So look into Wi-Fi packs. And the last thing that I want to talk about is investing in drones. So I personally have not invested in drones, but I've seen a lot of people that have used drones and they capture amazing cinematic videos. So drones are really great for capturing those super smooth aerial shots that are like amazing. If you do decide to invest in a drone, think about like the cost of the drone and if you are really going to use it, because certain places have certain restrictions with drones and stuff. Do your research before purchasing a drone or before bringing a drone to your trip, because with the increase of use of drones, there are more restrictions now on drones and people are getting fined for using drones in places that they are not supposed to. Definitely do your research beforehand, and they're also pretty bulky, so if you don't have enough space on your carry-on and your check-in and stuff, then definitely weigh the pros and cons of bringing a drone if you really need it or not. It'll definitely help you make a step up from like a regular travel video or travel vlog. Really think about that. Alright, so now that you know my essential vlogging setup for when I travel for the holidays, now you know all the things that you may want to consider purchasing when you go out and travel. Ultimately, all you really need is a recording device, whether it's a camera, whether it's a G7X, whether it's your smartphone, whether it's a GoPro. All you really need is one recording device. You don't need a multitude of what I use. This is just what I use because I built up my camera collection, you know what I'm saying? If you're just starting off and you just want to vlog on your smartphone, that's totally fine. Quality of videos on smartphones nowadays are like insane compared to like a long time ago, you know? If you don't have time, you don't have money, if you use all your money for Christmas gifts and stuff like that, you can definitely just start off with recording with your smartphone. And now that you know that all you really need is a camera ultimately to make a travel vlog, but what about how you actually film and how you actually edit? If you want to learn about this part of the process, I do have some videos on how to take B-roll on this video right here, and also I have a video on how to create a video edit right here. Go ahead and check those videos out as well. Make sure you hit the notification bell down below, because in next week's video I'm going to be showing you how to turn your 30 frames per second footage into super smooth slow motion. As always, I hope you learned at least one thing from this video, so go ahead down in the comment section below and tell me your biggest takeaway, the number one thing you learned from this video. It really helps me improve my videos and improve all the stuff that I do for this channel, so I do really appreciate that if you do leave a comment down below. And on that note, that is all I have for you this week. I wish you all a happy holidays and I will see you next Monday. All right.